Hello, everyone. My name is Sandra Wilson, and I am the Genesis 12 professional business consultant and brand manager. Listen, I have some notes for you. If you're going to start a business, do your homework. Thousands of people start businesses every day. And the reason why many businesses are not successful is because they don't do their homework. I mean, you have a product, you have a service, but so does millions and millions of others. If you don't do the foundation of your homework and how to not just start it, but how to walk through each structure of your business, it's going to become a hobby. Now, a hobby is something we do and we put it down, but a business is 24/7. It's like having a child, taking care of it, nurturing it. I mean, you make sure your child eats every day. You say, well, I don't have children. Well, you have a life. And most certainly, you got to get up. You got to get washed up. You got to get dressed. You just don't get washed up and dressed. You get so dressed, you feel good about yourself. And then listen, you may not have an office to go to, but look at this, it's a kitchen. You can start your business in anywhere in your house. It could be sitting down on your bed, it could be in your closet. The number one focus and goal is to get started. Listen, when I didn't know what to do, I took my prayers to the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. That's Jesus. I did. I prayed. And let me tell you something. There are so many thousands of people just like myself who didn't know how to start anything called a business, but they called on the name of the Lord and they said, Lord, please, if you just help me with this, I will be so thankful. And God saw the sincerity of their heart. And guess what? They are walking in success. Now, listen, even as you got to get up and eat and take care of yourself, you have to think about that same concept for your business. Do your homework. Don't look for people to give you the answers. Go out and find the answers that you need to be successful. Now, listen, you put a cake in the oven, it's not coming out in 5 minutes. You have to build your business and build your brand. And can we talk about branding? You are the brand. You're the brand. No one would know what products or services you have unless you told them. The vision starts with you. Of course, if God is giving you an idea, you've got to think, okay, I need to look up what is a brand? What does a brand do? What do I do to start it? How do I complete this? Or where do I get the money and the funding from? Listen, it's not time to be worrying about money and funding. So many people have prayed to God and asked him, Lord, show me how to start a business with just $50. Show me how to take my business from a $50 business to a 50 million or billion or $1 trillion business. I mean, dream big, will you? Dream big. It is so important that you understand if God has given you the power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant that he has sworn to your fathers as he did in Genesis 12. That's the Old Testament scripture. You've got to follow the principles of faith, which is the substance of things that you hope for. It's the evidence of things that you cannot see. Hope, the Bible said, that is seen is not hope. You have a business. You should be proud of yourself. No longer should you walk around wondering what I'm going to do. Once you say you have a business, you are a CEO. Did I say that right? You are the Chief Executive Officer for this business, corporation, whatever it is that you're trying to do. I mean, if you want to really believe in what you're doing, get your business cards. Your business cards is the first responder to who you really are. I mean, could you imagine being in a conversation and talking about what you do, and the conversation is just so fruitful that the person that you're talking to says, "Do you have a business card?" And you're like thinking, "No." And they're like, "Wow." Because everyone will have a business card, and it's just not any business card. Think of your business. When you get a business card, that business card is going to tell someone, "Wow." I mean, from the pound of the paper, from the look, and from the design. And guess what? They're going to be looking at how you look. Do you look like a chief executive officer, or do you look like somebody that got out of bed and ran to tell someone about your concept? First impressions are lasting impressions. So, most definitely, what you want to do is ensure to the public, okay, because the public are the people who are going to buy into your business. Looks, image, product is everything. Your product, what type of product are you presenting? How is it packaged? I mean, this is something you want people to buy. Well, there are all type of multifaceted ways that they're going to look at you, and they're going to determine, do I buy into what they have? Have you determined whether you're going to sell it retail or whether you're going to sell it wholesale? I mean, think marketing and distribution. How are you going to get your message out about your business? Are you going to use social media? Are you going to use advertising? Are you going to use television or radio or word of mouth? I mean, if I had a business and it was a clothing line, I would be wearing it. And when people say, "Where did you get that from?" You could say, "This is my new clothing line." And they could say, "Oh, what is your website?" You mean you don't have a website? Why? Wix.com. Wix.com. Wix.com is a fabulous website. They have websites and templates for free. And if you don't know how to do it yourself, they have oh my goodness, an AI, artificial intelligence. I mean, think about it. It will do it for you. And they have e-commerce websites at a price everyone could afford. Now, they didn't pay me for that, but that's a great plug, isn't it? And listen, Google domains. Listen very carefully. GoogleDomains.com. Go to GoogleDomains.com. You can put the name of your business inside of that website. $12. $12. Did I say $12? There is no one else that I think is better than Google Domains. And I'm passing this information on to you so that you can know the importance of putting the information out there about your brand. Now, we also have Twitter.com, Facebook.com, Google Plus, Instagram, you name it, YouTube, for goodness sake. I mean, who doesn't have YouTube? Use the power of social media to tell others about your brand. Now, if you want to spend a little bit in advertising so that they can help you get the message out, they have payment plans that you could afford. Thousands of people flood social media every single day. Do what you have to do, but do not put your product out there unless you have done your homework. How are you going to mass produce what it is that you want to do? Do you go to just your neighbor and say, "Can you sew a couple of these up, or can you help me do this?" Sometimes you may get a purchase order. You may meet with someone in a store and say, "I have this product, or I have this service, or I have this business." And listen, if you have a product and you want to sell and you want to get it in the store and they like it after meeting with you, they're going to say, well, we need 20,000 units. And you're going to be like, huh? How much is that? Like you don't know? That's why it's important to do your homework. A purchase order says to you, I like what you're doing. I'm going to put your stuff in my store or stores around or across America or all over the world. But if you haven't met with someone that's going to help you mass produce your product or services, guess what? You just have an idea. You just have a concept and you possibly have a hobby. Listen, when you first start a business, the first thing you want to remember is you got to give all your time into this business. Now, if you have a day job, you have to decide, am I going to put everything in this business or am I going to keep my job or am I going to keep this business? I mean, think about it. It is an investment. And before you go off to borrow hundreds and thousands of dollars or loans, count up the cost. Count up the cost. There are businesses that you may have in mind that do not take a lot to start up. Sometimes you may have to start off small and go big. Because if you have a concept for a business, you can have 1,000 ideas for a business, but one of those businesses is going to make sense, and it may cost you $50 to start, and less than that to bring it to market. I mean, think about it. But what you do will determine and tell others that this is either a hobby or a business. Now, listen, I'm a businesswoman. I understand. I'm a professional business consultant. My role is to not only talk to people about business startups, entrepreneurships, and business expansion and development, but I also create and design websites. I give the consumer what they want as it relates to doing a website for them. I also do models. Sometimes people start businesses and they can't think of a name. I'm the person they call. Why? Because I am the person who was gifted to be able to take the name of their business and apply it to the product that they're trying to sell. And what's in a name? It is everything. Choose a name that people are going to say, yes, I want it just because of the name. But now, if you have a good name and you don't have a product or that product hasn't been tested, I mean, think about it. Your name and your reputation is on the line. And trust me, a name is, the Bible says a good name is rather than to be chosen. I mean, you want to have a good name. You want your name, your business, your product, and your reputation to go out that door real strong. There is no rush to starting a good business. When you do your homework, I mean, you go online and you Google search it, okay? I mean, you Google search it and ask all of the important questions that you need to ask using Google Assistant, of course, or if you're using Apple iPhone like I do, I use both. Guess what? You're going to get the questions that you need answered. But listen, jot down notes, keep a journal every day, keep it moving forward. There were some times that I had to sit up all night preparing a website. We're talking 17 hours in and then going to sleep and then getting back up and starting back over 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Starting your business and finishing your business means I have taken the time that I need to prepare myself to take my product, my service into the public eye. And what will they say when they see it? They'll say, we know from your product and service that you have taken the time. Look at this product, look at this service, look at this brand. We want to buy into it. Now, when I come back, we're going to talk about more, because what happens after you get your product out, after you get your service out, after you start making money? Do you keep it all for yourself or do you pour it back in the business? My name is Sandra Wilson, and I am the Genesis 12 brand expert. If anybody knows a brand, I know a brand. Talk to you soon.